His People Potchefstroom is celebrating its 10th birthday this year. From humble beginnings, Pastor Willem and Celeste Nell embarked on an exciting journey of faith, and today the church can look back and celebrate with them God's goodness and grace. In 1992, Pastor Willem and Celeste started the Potchefstroom Student Church with just a handful of students. They held their very first year's camp in 1993 and saw a great number of students impacted with the word and added to the church.
Vir die afgelope 15 jaar het Pastor Willem en Celeste 'n ongelooflike groot impak en verskil in my lewe gemaak. As bang verskrikte eerstejaartjie het hulle ingekom en hulle het regtig met geloof en visie en passie my lewe kom verander. Danksy die geloofwoord en die baie Bybelkennis wat hulle oorgedra het ek die vernuf gehad om my eie besigheid te begin, om uit die hoofstroom uit te bedank. En dit wat Pastor Willem hulle my geleer het, is om regtig nie gelykvormig in hierdie wêreld te word nie, maar om uit te staan en 'n lewe van koninkryk te lewe.
As ek moet terugdink en ek moet die grootste impak dink wat hulle in my lewe gehad het, dan was dit regtig om God op sy woord te vat en dit saam met hom te waag. En dis presies wat ons gedoen het. Ek het regtig gegroei die afgelope 15 jaar, is 'n lang tyd, maar ek kan regtig sien hoe ek gegroei het. Ek dink nooit ek sou my eie besigheid begin as ek nie by His People was nie. Pastor Willem het regtig geloof in my gebou, my regtig vrymoedigheid gegee om uit te gaan en soos ek sê, het regtig die Here op sy woord te vat en dit saam met hom te waag. En dit was een amazing storie gewees en 'n pad wat ons geloop het.
I got saved in 1996 while I was still at school, and immediately I started hearing the word of faith, the message of faith preached by Pastor Willem. Hebrews 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." I became a first-year student, went to the first year's camp, made a lot of good friends and good spirit friends there. And from there I became a lecturer at university for a year, and then I started my own business. And through all this time, hearing what God says in His Word and trusting that above all else and believing that His Word is true and what He says for us, He really means, has changed my life. He prepared me for my wife, and there's just no looking back. It's been 12 years that I've been in His People Potchefstroom and known Pastor Willem and Celeste, and I'm looking forward to a great future, and it's all up to believing what God says and trusting Him.
Pastor Willem and Celeste decided to join the His People family in 1997, and the church officially became His People Potchefstroom in 1998. The Bible school was launched on campus that year, and there was soon a need to begin an English service to cater for the international community on campus.
Wow, what a journey it has been. 2001, I came to South Africa. I remember that. Coming to know a church here, His People Potchefstroom, being a part of that, such a great journey. I remember in 2002, we were having the Hope Again conference, and the theme there was faith and transformation of your city. And I thought, is it possible that a city can be transformed by a thing called hope or faith? It's now 2008. When I look back, all I can see is faith. I remember Potch was just a sleepy town, just pensioners and students. No business, nothing happening here. When I see it now, I'm so privileged to be a part of such a vibrant and blessed town, a part of such a blessed congregation. I give my all the honor, glory, and praise for whatever has happened to God.
In 2000, God clearly spoke a promise from Isaiah 58, which was to become a vital framework for how His People Potch viewed their role in the city. God infused in the leaders a passion to bless the city of Potchefstroom by starting with those who really needed it. Isaiah 58, verse 9 to 12 in the Message translation reads, "If you get rid of unfair practices, quit blaming victims, quit gossiping about other people's sins, if you are generous with the hungry and start giving yourselves to the down and out, your lives will begin to glow in the darkness. Your shadowed lives will be bathed in sunlight. I will always show you where to go. I will give you a full life in the emptiest of places, firm muscles, strong bones. You'll be like a well-watered garden, a gurgling spring that never runs dry. You'll use the old rubble of past lives to build anew, rebuild the foundations from out of your past. You'll be known as those who can fix anything, restore old ruins, rebuild and renovate, make the community livable again." The message was clear. Take responsibility and serve the city. Help those who are down and out and feed the hungry. As a result of this word, Tembelicha, the community development arm of the church, was born. Tembelicha, now called Hope Again, expanded their reach into the community through a feeding scheme, life skills, and various caring programs for young and old. Pastor Willem and Celeste received a lot of criticism for having a church with an English name in an Afrikaans city. They were told that their vision would never work in a place like Potch. A multicultural, multi-generational church just won't work. In this atmosphere of negativity, Pastor Willem and Celeste decided that if these people did not exist in Potch, they would call them in by faith. Today we can see the miraculous results of this word of faith, tested and proved true. There are a number of businessmen who actually moved their businesses to Potchefstroom after they received a prophetic call to the city.
I think that Potchefstroom is playing a major role in the spiritual management, to say it like that, the spiritual management of Africa. You can go back in history and you see that Potchefstroom is playing a major role in educating leaders for Africa. It's playing a major role in translating the Bible in languages for Africa. Potchefstroom is playing a major role in the spiritual realm in terms of the producing of spiritual leadership for Africa. So in our business, some 5-6 years back, we experienced that the Lord spoke to us in terms of settle our management in Potchefstroom as a central base. We did that about 4 years ago, and we experienced the blessing in being Potchefstroom and being part of a movement, a sovereign movement of God reaching to Africa.